is the video review for the 4-inch Thundercats Deluxe Mumm-Ra. Now, he's part of the Thunderlink system, and I vaguely I think I briefly went over that in a review of my previous 4-inch figures. They have these magnets built into their backs, hidden up in here, that allows them to interact with various things. It activates sounds in the Thunder Tank and activates the weapons in the Thunder Racers if you've got those. And I think it interacts with some of the stuff on the Tower of Omens playset when that comes out. And they're really kind of working on that. Mumm-Ra 2 has a deluxe gimmick, and that's he comes with his 2 accessories. He comes with his little scimitar of omens, I guess, I don't know, and the scarab beetle shield thing, which fits on his arm. But as you can see, he's got his wings kind of folded up over his body, and right here there's a magnet embedded here in this little circular part of the shield, and when you touch that to this part right here, let me see if we can get that. There's a bit right here that you can, if you look close through the circle, you can see the magnet in there. But when you touch that to it, his wings flip out and open up, and now he's Mumm-Ra, the ever-living, ready for battle, and imposing this. And then there's a peg hole right here on this forearm that the shield just pegs right onto. And the sword you kind of got to wedge through his hand and then kind of pull it up and turn it. Kind of got to get his thumb in one of the grooves like that, and then kind of turn this thing. He doesn't hold it just naturally because of the shape of his hand, but he does hold it. Once you get in there, that's actually pretty solid. So he can hold the sword. It's just not just plug into his fist like some of the other weapons are, but he can hold it quite well. Actually, it's not coming loose there. So yeah, he's got these giant wings that spring forward, and you can kind of flap them if you want. His head turns, but his whole, like right under his head is his helmet and this entire red headdress. So it's a little limited by that, but he does have a turnable head. He's got same type of shoulders as the Thundercats. He's got a bicep swivel as well as a forearm swivel and a hinge, so he's got some nice posability in his arms. A little bit more than the standard 4-inch figures. He's considered a deluxe. The standard 4-inch figures at Toys R Us are $7.99. Mumm-Ra and Groon, and a couple other deluxe figures are $14.99. I think there's a Tigra and a Lion-O deluxe. They interact with some stands that come with them. Groon comes with his mace that extends up, but they're all $14.99 at Toys R Us. So they cost a little more, but you get a little bit more articulation, some bigger gimmicks with the figures themselves. He's got the ball jointed hips, double hinge knees, which is nice, and then he actually has a rotation joint there where his boot meets his body. So yeah, and he does have a waist swivel as well. So he's actually quite posable, and a really nice design. I'm still not sure how I feel about the 6-inch version, and I'm going to have to look up some information on that. If the 6-inch version comes with these bat wings, I might be more into him. Just seeing him in package, I wasn't too impressed with just the 6-inch Mumm-Ra. But ooh, look at this. Magic background. Ooh. Anyway, now that I'm done with that, it's the effect of Mumm-Ra. Anyway, but overall, like I said, Groon, I might go back. If Groon's still there when I head out to pick up my comics tomorrow, I will swing in. I'll probably pick up Groon just so I have a couple of bad guys for the Thundercats to fight. The Lion-O and the Tigra, they look like they were a lot less posable and a lot less interesting than even the regular 4-inch ones. And I like the regular 4-inch ones. I'm just saying, I don't know if the deluxe Lion-O and Tigra are really worth getting. Mumm-Ra totally is. Groon again was the same type of thing. He had a weapon, like a big weapon, and some smaller weapons that came with him. But the figure itself, instead of having like a gimmick accessory like Lion-O and Tigra do, he seemed to just be a more posable figure. So yeah, I go back and pick him up. But Mumm-Ra himself, very cool. I think he's definitely worth picking up, spending the $14 on, especially if you're already collecting the 4-inch line. You definitely want to get a Mumm-Ra for it. I mean, you can get the Mummy Mumm-Ra, but the Mummy Mumm-Ra that's not a deluxe he's barely posable, and all you really do is throw his cape over his hunched over mummy body, and I think his arms move, and that's it. I wasn't real impressed with him. But this Mumm-Ra, very cool. And as you can see here, he is with his wings out. Let me bring over Lion-O and Tigra. So he's a little bigger, he looks a little bit more imposing. He looks like somebody who could fight the Thundercats and be a menace. Rah, so that's cool too. But yeah, my verdict, if you're collecting the 4-inch line, definitely pick up the 4-inch Deluxe Mumm-Ra. Definitely worth it. So there he is, Deluxe Mumm-Ra.